Hi, welcome to More Than Tarot, a podcast where we don't just talk about tarot, but all of the things. I'm your host, Shannon, and you can find me at meganandshannon.com. Well, hello there. It has been a hot, hairy minute since I have put out an episode of More Than Tarot. There has been so much going on. All good things, all good things. So I thought I would come back and have a chat to you guys about it, just what's been happening. A lot of things have been changing over the last 6 to 8 months, I want to say. My brain's not able to do the math on the spot. There's been lots going on, lots changing, lots moving and shifting and, being amazing. It's all good things. So where the heck have I been? What's been going on? Well, shannongioni.com is no longer where you find me. First and foremost, I have been working for some time now with my amazing partner in crime, Megan, formerly the Emerald Wood on Instagram. Now you can find her at the Aquarian Method. Megan and I have become amazing friends and colleagues over these past months, putting together different programs for you guys that align with our beliefs, our spiritual beliefs, and what we want to put out there and share and bring in. So we are very passionate about giving the power back. We are very passionate about, you being able to create a life that is yours to live and all of that fun stuff. I'm not going to go too much in detail because I am going to have Megan a part of the show and a part of upcoming episodes. I just thought it would be good to kind of lean into that and let you all know what's been happening and why the change. I still love readings. I still love reading tarot. I still love all of that stuff. But they reached a point in my journey, and a big part of how Megan and I started collaborating together was the result of us, wanting a lot of the people that came to us for readings, or just everybody in general, to be quite honest, to realize how much potential that they have and how much of their lives they can create for themselves. I suppose in essence, because no one else can do it for you. And for me personally, in some of my readings and one-on-ones, I was realizing that a lot of people were sort of coming to me with questions and, desires for their life, and sort of looking to me as a reader and a healer to provide those answers and to kind of give them the validation and the power to then go out and make these life-altering decisions for themselves. And, if you've ever worked with me and had a reading with me, my ethics, and there are some things that I can and will, and there are a lot of things that I do and don't. And I just sort of was, with time, coming to the conclusion that, a lot of people have so much potential that isn't realized, or for whatever reason, life experiences have sort of put them in the frame of mind of being undeserving of all this greatness. And, it can be, I don't want to say debilitating, because it wasn't so much that, but it can be frustrating, I guess is a good word, when, you can see clearly how amazing somebody is, and they don't see that for themselves. And, my sister's said it a few times how, there's oftentimes with people, you wish that they could see how much you value them through your eyes, and not just purely how they think and see themselves. And it became very much kind of a dose of that, in my experience and moving through readings, was not to dismiss the questions that were coming in and the guidance that people were needing. But on my side of things, there were a lot of moments where I just sort of thought that, I could be really helping these people in a way that goes beyond simply a reading. And that's not to simplify readings. That's not to take away from their power and my respect for them and my love. I love readings so much. Like, I absolutely adore them. But I just, realized that there is a point where sometimes they're not enough. Sometimes we need a little bit more. And there's so much more that I was not giving purely because I was offering a service that in some way, shape, or form had a point, had a limitation. And, I wanted to do more. I wanted to do better. I wanted to blast through all of those kind of downloads and all of that information that I was getting, all of those feelings I was having around, readings for me, not always being enough, and not feeling as though they were doing the good service that I had intended them to do. So along comes Megan, who's amazing. I know a lot of you know who I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, again, you can find her on Instagram at the Aquarian Method, or just if you're on my Instagram or Facebook, you will see her there. I tag her all the time. I love her so much. And yeah, we just, got to sharing and got to talking, and realized how aligned we were in what we wanted for our clients and what we wanted to provide and the service that we wanted to provide. And so we put, again, I'm not going to say too much because I want Megan to sort of share in this conversation as well, and give her insight, which is always amazing. But we sort of from there put, thought and put download and put information and planning into practice, and started to do things in the ways that we knew that we could for others, for ourselves. And we had some massive outcomes, major outcomes. Some are still transpiring as we speak. And, the ego works in wonderful ways. And I suppose for me, I needed that validation. I needed that knowing, before we sort of took things to the next level, and everything snowballed quite quickly. And it was amazing. So there will be more on this. We're going to be talking to Megan in the next episode, and talking about karma and talking about how we connected and all the things. But for now, I just kind of wanted to give that preface of why things are now the way that they are. And it's been amazing. Loving every minute of the journey, and to say that we are doing exactly what we wanted is quite a big deal. Anyway, let's get going and shift things into something somewhere else, I suppose. This is still, in essence, a podcast where I talk about all of the things, not just tarot. But I did think, in lieu of being so MIA over these past however many months, I would pull a couple of cards. So why not? And I'm not too sure how the audio is going to go. I will try and sort out any major clunks in post, but we will just have to roll with it. There is sort of no gentle way to pull a card. Well, there probably is, but no gentle way that I'm accustomed to in pulling a card for a read. So we're going to just get some cards out do a quick pull, have a quick chat, see what's showing up. Let's go for the week ahead. Okay, we're going to take this one. So I'm pulling 2 ancestors, nice. From, I was going to actually pull 1, but I just said I'm pulling 2. So I'm pulling 2 from the Threads of Fate Oracle, and then I'm just going to get some cards to go along with it. So, and I'm just going to read these intuitively, as I always do. So we have ancestors and we have versatility. Okay. Ancestors, and I do feel like when the ancestors card comes out, I mean, the ancestors are always around us, but just looking at the time of year, for a lot of people, they're going to be really feeling that energy more so. We've just come off Halloween, the veil, all that sort of stuff going on. So I do feel like whether or not you're calling on your ancestors, I do feel like as a collective, maybe there are a lot of us sort of reaching for that and looking for signs and looking for answers to questions. For those of you that maybe have questions and are sort of drawing a blank or needing that extra sort of validation as we do, now's probably a good time. You could turn to the ancestors. Sometimes simply asking them for a sign or asking them for guidance in the physical is enough, but also placing yourself in the mindset or perspective of them, of those that have come before. And, what would they do? How would they approach this? What would their advice be? And usually, well, that's quite a big generalization to say that everybody's are going to think the same way and give the same advice. I can't proclaim that. But speaking from my own experiences, I know that with love, my ancestors would give their information, but also with a good swift kick up the bum if I wasn't getting my act together and doing what I know needed to be done. So I do feel like some of you over the next week are going to kind of have those moments where you know what you need to do, and maybe rather than procrastinating on it, rather than seeking the validation, it's going to be a time where versatility, just take one step in front of the other. Action something, do something, and our action steps towards what we want don't always have to be huge leaps. They don't have to be big, massive accomplishments. Just taking the step is often enough to shift yourself into something that is where you want to be headed. So that's nice. I feel that's nice. All right, let's just have a look and see what comes out in terms of tarot. So that was the Threads of Fate, and I will put a picky up on my Instagram at Shannon Megan, so you guys can check that out. And we'll see what's coming up with the tarot. The tarot deck I'm using is, again, I'll post this on my Insta, Black Light Tarot by Tarot Collectibles. I love their decks so much. A lot of them are RWS clones or adaptions, but they're so vibrant. Like, color is, like, I love neon, as you guys know. And these, literally, if you put a UV on them, they just glow. They're amazing. They're so good. I need to take a photo of them actually and post that so you guys can see. Anyways, rambling, moving along. Let's see what shows up. I apologize if there's loud traffic noises in the background. Okay. Like I said, there's some things that you can fix in post, but some things you just have to grin and bear it. All right, let's see what else is showing up. This is for the week ahead. So we're on the 2nd of November here. Page of Cups. Nice. I'm still getting I felt this energy come up when the versatility card came up. And I feel like for a lot of people, and the Page of Cups is kind of affirming that energy for me, a lot of inspired energy throughout the week. So I feel like a lot of people, and this is a general reading, so it will resonate where it needs to and with whom, but I feel with the page here, I'm just getting a sense of that inspiredness, making up words, inspiration, draw to be creative, draw to pay attention to your ideas, pay attention to your thoughts. And, if you have a yearning or an inclination that you should be applying your energy in of a something of a creative aspect, if that's the sentence I'm looking for, then this is the week to do it. Like, definitely, if you're thinking of starting a new hobby, if you're thinking of just trying something new in the form of a creative outlet. I've got ones popping up everywhere in my third eye at the moment while I'm reading this out. So just if that is something that's going to click for you, pay attention to that this week, because I do feel like there's going to be some sort of a surge in energy. I don't know what's going on astrologically this week. I didn't really look before we started chatting, but just pay attention to that. I feel like this is going to hit where it needs to hit. I'm also being drawn to focus on the heart chakra this week, so maybe some heart chakra meditations, activations, that sort of a thing. Amazing. We have the Emperor, and then we have the King of Wands. Competitiveness, I kind of am feeling with this energy here, but I feel as though there's a competitive energy around this, but it's somebody kind of looking in on you. This isn't coming from you at all. This isn't, and this is going to be most of you. This isn't coming from you at all. You're kind of embracing that Page of Cups. You're doing things, you're taking action, you're listening to yourself and putting yourself out there creatively. It could be publicly, because it does feel like a collective kind of judgment. I just feel like you're going to be stepping into your power. You're going to be doing things for yourself. You're going to be maybe putting yourself out there more creatively, showcasing yourself in some way. Whether it is in a public forum, it may just be stepping outside of your house, wearing what you want to wear. There's an element of confidence with that. And then I feel like there is judgment, and you could just be highly intuitive. And when you start doing this for yourself, you notice that that's kind of the feedback that you're getting. You don't have to play into that, because I kind of don't feel like you're going to anyway. I don't feel like that those of you that this is resonating with are the type to or allow yourself to kind of be, is vindicated the word, by the judgments of other people, but it's just something that you're going to notice. So be aware of it, but I think you'll maintain your stride when it comes to kind of not giving it much thought, and not taking that onto yourself. You are the Emperor in this situation, and I feel like the King of Wands is the kind of judgment coming in, looking on with envy, just in the way that these guys are placed, and the way that they're making me feel. There's a kind of, if you could see this King of Wands in this moment, he's very fiery. There's flames all around, and I just sort of am feeling like a real kind of jealous wave in some essence. So I think the positive spin on that is, keep doing what you're doing, because even though you may be realizing that there are those around you that are coming from a place of envy, that may be jealous, maybe want to cause some sort of conflict. The Emperor in this as well, he's sort of sitting on his throne and the fire flames are behind him. It's not going to stop you. And that's a good lesson, I think, for all of us. Like, there are always, people are going to judge. Like, it's ego. It's very easy to slip into that. Well, not speaking for everybody, but I myself, there are moments where I catch myself in that, and you have to be very consciously aware and sort of catch it, and then allow it to be what it is and let it go. So it's not to say that we don't do that, because we do, everybody does. It's more to say it's how you let it affect you, and it's how you let it control you. And I think, as well, with this, there are some times where maybe a judgmental thought will pop in. And I think what they're trying to say here is just catch it, be aware of it. Don't let it sort of slip your energy out of anything that's positive for yourself. And know that if you have had those thoughts, if you had that energy show up for yourself, if you have been in a place of being overly judgmental, that it's okay. Release it, like focus on it, allow yourself to process that and then release it. And I do feel like a lot of you, the Emperor is your energy, more so than the King of Wands. And you are kind of just maintaining your stride, pushing on, carrying on with what it is that you're doing, and letting the rest just kind of, the conflict kind of dance around behind you, letting that all kind of go. Some of you may have even been in a situation that was direct. Sorry, hopefully that's still recording. My computer just kind of blacked out for a second, and I was like, oh no, we've lost everything. Yeah, so just kind of, I feel like the conflict's kind of taking place around you, and I see you removing yourself from it and just letting your energy go. That's definitely where I feel like your best place is going to be for this upcoming week in terms of staying on track. If there's conflict around you, you don't need to be involved. There can be conflict, there can be judgment, there can be criticism. It's what you allow your energy to take on board and what you allow to carry with you. So yeah, either way, this looks pretty positive. I do feel like it is a creative kind of message moving forward for everybody this week. So let me know. I'll post the pickies up on Instagram, and you guys can have a peek, and if they resonate, that would be lovely. Anyway, I don't know where that all came from. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about this week. Just keep it nice and short for you guys. The next one that we do, we will have Megan on. Things are sort of starting to wind down for the Chrissy season. So I know Megs is so keen. I'm so keen and ready to get this happening. We're going to have a look. I'm going to have a look into how we're going to get this all set up, because I'm out in the bush and Megs is all the way down in Melbourne. But we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. It'll be amazing. I think that's it. Megan and I have readings available. Megan's are available this week, and if I could recommend somebody more, I would. She's doing Akashic reads and is looking at finances and oh gosh, I really should have. I've just realized I'm going to try and explain what she's going to do, and I will probably butcher it. But check out her Instagram. It's all on there. So at the Aquarium Method, she's going and doing some Akashic reads, and Megan's Akashic. Oh, just go and book one. They're so good. She really is the best at getting in there and letting you know exactly what you need to know in order to maintain an outcome or achieve an outcome. So if you're struggling with finances, have questions around finances, maybe you're striving for something and it's not coming about in the way that you would like, go over to the website, book a reading with Megan, and yeah, you'll be amazed. That's all I can say. So yeah, I am going to leave this here. Thanks you guys for listening. There will be more episodes and more regularity coming up soon. I'll chat to you guys later. Have a great day and bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in and listening to today's podcast. If you're interested in working with us or checking out anything else that we have to offer, you can do so by going to www.shannonandmegan.com.